Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Cara Cavalli Andrews. We're gonna play with makeup again today. I don't think in the history of my channel I've ever put out 2 videos in 1 week. Maybe like 1 time, but it's been a very long time. Crazy things happen when you're trapped inside your house for 45 days. I officially lost my first nail. I actually found it, so I'm still holding on to it, and I'm just gonna glue it back on for pictures and stuff because I'm not trying to be in pictures. Hiding the nail. Last video I felt like I used a lot of dark colors and stuff, but today we're going to be using a lot of light colors, very light colors. A couple weeks ago in the mail I received the Huda Beauty Pastel Palette. This is the Pastels Rose. I really like these yellow shades. Here we have the Pastels Mint, and this is the Pastels Lilac. Gonna pop on some of this e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, because I did wash my hands before this. Y'all better be washing your motherfucking hands. For my brows today, I'm gonna be using the KVD Vegan Beauty. This is the Super Brow in the shade Walnut. This actually is my favorite brow pomade because it's so smooth. I feel like dip brow can get kind of dry sometimes, whereas this hasn't dried out on me. I've had this forever. I'm gonna sculpt under the brow with the MAC Full Coverage White. Someone commented on my last video and was like, just shave your eyebrows off. I really don't want to. Of course I look crazy during the day, which is half an eyebrow, but if I want to draw it, then I still have the hairs in the front. And I think if I shaved them off, I would have such a hard time trying to match them, which would make my process way longer. We're having a good brow day. Whenever the brows don't give me a hard time, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a really good makeup application. So that's very exciting. So now we can go ahead and set this area. Because we're using pastels today, I wanna make sure that this area stays really bright. So I'm gonna be setting my under eye area with Fenty Beauty loose powder in Butter. Now looking at these, maybe we'll do one on the top and one on the bottom. Yeah, these shadows don't have names at all. I'm gonna start with this one. We're gonna go for a round shape today. I wanna do something more feminine, and the roundness is gonna make the eye look more feminine. So we're gonna do it. I'm gonna start by stamping. I don't wanna be swiping, because if I'm over here it's just gonna take all the shadow off the eye and then you're fucked. Another tricky thing about pastels is if you deepen it too much, it's not gonna look pastel anymore. So if I put a shade in the crease that's too dark, it'll lose that pastel vibe, and then it's just another green eye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this isn't. And there's a lot of kick up in this pan, which I don't mind if the shadow is performing well, but this isn't really performing that well. Which is a bummer because I love Huda Beauty shadows, but this is not performing the way I wanted it to. Still see this line over here. You see how that's all gone? I'm gonna try something else. They sent these matte and metal melted shadows, which I'm obsessed with. I use them all the time. They sent one in the shade Minted, and we're gonna try to put this in the crease. Yes. I'm using the slightest pressure and stippling this to try to keep the product there. When shadows lift like that, it is not cute. The only other time that this kind of thing has happened with the shadows where they've lifted like that was when I would bake too long, but I literally put the powder on and then brush it off almost immediately. But now I know if I'm using this again, I need to use the melted shadow first and then put that on top. Now I'm going to take a Morphe M456 and go into the darkest shade in the palette, which is this one. This might end up looking kind of garage door-y. If you don't know what a garage door is, eyeshadow that looks like you took one color and just, that was it. No dimension, no nothing. These hoes are trying to add me to a Zoom meeting.
Oh my god, Laura!
What's the tea? Wait, why can't I see everybody at once?
Swipe to the right. You can only see
Oh,
4 people.
because there's 20 people in here. I'm trying to film a video. I'm trying really hard. This palette sucks. Girl, it was doing that thing where like the shadow lifts and then it like comes off your face and it looks like patchy as fuck.
Oh, I hate that.
I'll check in with you later.
If I may suggest off camera.
Some LA color shit. That was cute. I think I want to like shade out here a little bit. We're gonna go in with the matte minted shade again. Is this minted? Yes. And now on the other side is the like shiny metallic gig. I'm gonna apply it here. It's a little more green. See how easy that is to cut that crease? I'm gonna go into this shadow. That's pretty. So now we're gonna move on to foundation. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter. Mostly in the beard area, down the neck, on the ears. Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Porcelain. In these areas. This no laser hair removal thing is really fucking with me. I shaved before this and it was like, I had so much more hair and I didn't feel like it was as smooth after I was done. And we still have like 25 days and who knows if we'll even be able to leave after that. I'm gonna have like a full beard again after this fucking quarantine shit. I'm like running out of shows to watch on Netflix and Amazon. I have started rewatching The Hills though. I was really out here believing that show was real. And I watch it now and I'm like, these are the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. And Whitney's always just like, so what are you gonna do? And Lauren's like, honestly, for the first time in a long time, I don't know. And it's like, dun dun dun, like that, like, so like MySpace music. I love Heidi though. If you've listened to Heidi Montag's music, let me know in the comments because I love her music. Remember when she performed at Miss Universe in that like Britney wannabe costume with a song that Spencer was rapping on? I mean, oh my god, everything. So once again, we're gonna go back into that Fenty powder and set the under eye. I'm gonna take that Makeup Revolution peach powder to set the contour areas of my face. There's that bronze, that controversial warmth, bitch. This is Benefit's Highbrow Pencil. Run that in the waterline. The Lilac palette. And I'm gonna take this dark shade over here and run this on the lower lash line first. I always like to start with the darkest shade on the lower lash line because it's just easier to start dark and then blend to something light. Whereas on the top shadow, it's easier to do light and go into dark. I don't know why. They also sent a lilac melted shadow. Let's see how this looks. Run that down there. I don't know. When I think like lilac and lavender, I think of something a little bit brighter than this. And then this shade is like almost white. I don't know. It's not giving me the fantasy. I know pastels aren't supposed to be super bright and in your face, but I wanted it to be a little bit more than what that was giving me. What if we put a little bit of this through this crease? That might be fun. We're gonna follow this crease right here with a metallic purple. Just gonna kind of stop it over here. I'm gonna go into the rose palette and we're gonna play with this yellow. That is fun. This is actually a really nice yellow shadow. It's performing really well. Okay, this is like really turning the party for me. Ooh! Gonna dust away all this bake. Now it is time to contour. I'm using the Anastasia Mahogany Bronzer. As I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm a drag queen. I paint for the stage, I paint for bright lights, so if this is a little heavy for you, you can always change this to fit your needs. I'm trying to look like Voldemort. All you see is just the fact that he has nostrils. Does Voldemort have nostrils? Now for blush, I'm gonna go in with, surprisingly, the same blush I wore in the last video. It is the Mariah Carey MAC Sweet Sweet Fantasy. I just think this is gonna look really cute. I'm kind of popping it on the apples too to really give me that like dolly cheek look. Maybe a little on the nose. Nothing crazy. Yeah! Now to highlight, I'm gonna use the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit, Anastasia Dewy Set. I'm gonna go into the shade Kitty Cat, which is like a really pretty pinky shade. Morphe lip liner. This is the shade Petal. It's just like the perfect like warm nude. The top lip is huge today. It's Anastasia. This is called Peachy. And my full coverage white. Try to like blend some white in there. By highlighting the center of your lip, you can also kind of make your lip look more pouty. Do you feel like you have a disconnect between the blush and the highlight? I just take that blush brush again, kind of stipple and swipe over here to blend. Alrighty, I think we're looking good, so I'm gonna go off camera and apply my lashes and a wig and my look, and I will be right back. Alrighty folks, this is the final look. We used a little bit of each palette, the Pastel Lilac, the Pastel Rose, and the Pastel Mint. $29 for a 9 shadow palette. It's not bad. I think there are some shades in each of these palettes that are good and some shades that are not so good. ColourPop has a few palettes that are pretty similar in color scheme to these. Can't speak as to if they are better or the same or worse or whatever. As far as the liquid shadows, I love them. I think they definitely save this look. If it wasn't for the liquid shadows, I probably would have had a big ol' hissy fit, and you probably wouldn't even be watching this video right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This is 2 videos in a week, like we said. That has never happened before. As always, all the products that I use will be listed in the description box as well. My Instagram will be somewhere on the screen, as well as the rest of my social media is in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Mwah!